Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Daily Recap. We are calling it now the Trading Fish Academy. And today we're going to talk about recycling trading around the core. There's so many different things going on in trading, so many strategies, so many styles, guys, that we literally cannot have enough time, enough videos to cover everything because the markets change every day. And each day the algos are getting smarter and smarter and they're outwitting us. It's very hard nowadays to compete with computerized programming, trading, all that stuff. So eventually one day it'll be a computer based world. Now even cars are driving by themselves pretty soon. What the hell do we need? Why do they need humans for, right, guys? They're only going to need humans to breed. Soon to be a computer in our heads. They're already starting to do that, man. They're starting to put chips in people's bodies. Soon they're gonna need a man. They have a sperm bank, and gonna be populating a computer. But anyways, with that in mind, how do you defeat the computer algos? You don't. You do not defeat them, guys. You work with them. You work with the algos. The algos are nothing more than computerized programming ran by the biggest firms. They are the ones usually controlling the stock, guys. And that's why we are able to make money. We are able to make money is because I'm trading stuff that is heavily manipulated. So when you hear people start talking and complaining about manipulation, that's what I love. I love manipulation. That's when things become predictable. When a stock is manipulated, it's predictable, right? I know the end game. Just work with them. Stop fighting the freaking manipulation. The guys you see on Twitter blowing up, crying all day about algos are the guys fighting the algos. Do not fight the algos. Make love to the algos. And I'll show you why. Okay, so we're going to jump straight into it. So these are the stocks I traded. I'm going to save my P&L and stuff. That doesn't really matter because I don't want you to focus on that. I want to focus on the strategies and the charts and the trades. Okay, guys? So take a look at ALF. Let me start with something that I fucked up on initially, but then I kind of made it back. So look at ALF. This is a trading nightmare. What you see in those little triangles are 500 shares. Each triangle is 500 shares. So just kind of, so I sized down significantly on this thing. I guess 500 shares do add up very quickly, guys, as you notice. So this is what happened. So I woke up today and I felt great because yesterday I made money. I made a lot of money yesterday. I was like, dude, I was kicking ass on ALF. I was making money on ALF pretty much every single day until this happened. Let's take a look at ALF. Notice how I was making money up until today, guys. Notice how I was making money up until today. For the past 3 days, 4 days, it was trading within a channel. So it's very predictable. We talk about channel trading, which I may make another video on next time. But today's video will be on recycling. But once it channels like this, it's, once you know what you're doing, guys, it's pretty, I love this type of trading. It's controlled trading. This is a very controlled stock. When I see this formation, I know that there are algos out there that have the stock in control. It's going back and forth. They're doing what they're doing for some reason. We don't need to know the reason. They're just doing it. But if I had to have a hindsight, they are consolidating. They are consolidating. Okay, guys. So let's take a look at this real quick. Let's look at ALF. This is the intraday. I'm going to look up a long term, maybe a 15-day or just. So what happened is it spiked up. And when it spikes up, it has to clean up the stock. So it never really broke down. And so today is an abnormal day. And this is a day that catches short sellers by surprise. And this is the day that if you do not have proper risk management, you will blow up. And then when you wake up tomorrow, you're gonna see some crazy action. You go, I knew it. If I held, I make money. But it's too late. You get burnt not only mental capital, but financial capital and all sorts of things. And your wife or your girlfriend or your freaking landlord is gonna kick you out, right? So keep that in mind, guys. So notice this. Notice it's been consolidating all this time. And yeah, I made money every day. So today I woke up. Wow, it's tanking actually. Shoot. Oh. So right now I went to 15. So that's the top, guys. So if I wanted to, I'd be, seems like, so when I see a rejection like this, a death candle, it kind of signals like that could be a temporary top. And so if we zoom in, let me pull this back. Let me see, man. Let's examine this real quick. 1450 could be a line and up to 15. So if you wanted to, I mean, if you, all right, I just put it there. I mean, it's an easy stop, guys. If it broke this, I will stop out for not much of a loss, $500, you know. I'm using the outer line here, as you notice. And so it broke the high of day, which is 1490. I would stop out. That's all I'm doing. Right now, this is all breaking the rules, all sorts of rules. But this is not bad because I have predefined my risk. Oh, torch tanked. So what I did was I covered all my torch so that I can do this webinar, guys. So I don't want to get FOMO by doing that. So we're going to cover ALF real quick. I want to show the fact that I screwed up on ALF in the beginning. It's because of this, okay? Be very careful. ALF, I was very arrogant. I was making money every day on ALF because it was very controlled. When it's controlled like this, all I do is I channel trade. No problem. I don't lose much. If I'm wrong, I do not lose much because this does not go out of control, okay? And so you have to. So during this time, I may have broken a lot of rules that paid me off. Bad habits paid me off on ALF. And I got away with it. I got away by adding to a loser all the way up. And it would reject and I would make money. Cool. Same thing every day. It would go up, I go down. It would go up, it would go down. So it would go up, it would go down. So I was like, ooh, I got this thing handled. Every single day, ALF would run like crazy. And then it would tank. Okay, so I know that eventually you'll have a relief. Uh-oh, what happened today? No relief whatsoever, guys. So if you got into ALF and you did not take your losses, you're dead. This move, so let's take a look at these moves, okay? So this is why Alex showed the video about kind of resetting yourself and not being humble, because what it could easily happen. I could have blown up today on this stock. This stock could have just taken me out and just whooped me, right? So that's what happened in the morning. So this is where, but the morning I didn't lose that much. Surprisingly, I only lost $1,000 right here. I don't know how the hell I only lost $1,000 right here. Okay, let me take a look at this. Okay, so I'm showing you bad trading right now. Okay, guys, and this bad trading is that's because when it gave up a lot, and so I was putting more size out here. So my average was not that bad. So I got saved once again, but this was unnecessary. I did not need to do all this stupid crap. If it had broke this line up here, I should have stopped out, but I didn't because I looked at my P&L and go, it's not that much. So not that much started to balloon up. Okay, guys, so you have to be careful. The fact that I covered here, it gave me a relief. It gave me an out is the only reason why I'm alive on this stock today. If a lot of times these stocks do not stop. But the thing also is I had watching a chat room pumper pump this up. So I knew that once he sells, so what he did was so we don't know the forces behind all this. Is it because of the chat room guy that moved it up? Or is it because someone else was moving it and he just joined the party? Right, guys? So we can never assume. We can never assume one or the other. But there's a characteristic with a stock. Okay, this stock has been moving up and down all week. So I know that there's a relief. It's just a matter of when. I just got in way too early because I was too cocky because it never broke this area before. Now it broke it. And I was like, oh crap, right? And it was still too early. It was too early. I usually have this rule where I don't really stop out, like unless it's like blown me away, right? By like 10 o'clock. So I'm okay before 10 o'clock. It's after 10 o'clock, and usually around 10:30 to 11. That's when you blow up, because it needs to trap all the people first, right? So I got out. I was only down $1,000. Surprisingly, I mean, how the hell that happened, right? I didn't lose that much. So if you take a look at this, this is where I got, I guess, most of the losses is in this candle right here. But then I made it back. So, I'm okay on this stock because I know the patterns of the stock. But at the same time, guys, this is not something you want to play with, because I was being rewarded for bad habits on this stock. And that's how you see all this. So this one actually was the one that got me most of the losses, but I didn't lose that much, right? The thing is, when it dips, it dips hard. I make 50 cents each time it dips. So I've been making 50 cents, 50 cents. So that's how I make my money back on this stock. That's why I love this stock. But the problem with this stock is once it started moving, you should get the hell out. And I was too arrogant. I didn't get the hell out. And so that's why, I lost that. But I didn't lose that much, but still, I could have. How much do you cover? I don't understand that. I don't know what you mean. How much do I cover? I try to cover everything, man. I don't hold stuff. If it goes down here, I try to cover it and we put it back here. So I was hoping this thing would channel a little longer. If this thing had channeled here all day long, I would have been up for a lot. I would have made everything back and then made a lot of money. But then it didn't channel. It started breaking up and skipping. That's why I warned the room, be careful. This thing is not trading like the way it normally does. So wait, I actually got some. So let me just put it in. So, let me see. It's just stuff like that. I mean, so when it channels, guys, I'm just picking 2 channels and I'm just doing it. So I'm just randomly doing it. Right now, it's actually here. So I could have done 1408 if I wanted to, but this thing has gone crazy like this. So let's not add any more pain to it. So any questions on ALF? So the morning was what killed it. This stock, if it's over VWAP, guys, you should not touch it. So this is where I stopped. So I knew I did not want to add to my losses anymore. And so I made a mistake this morning by not cutting my losses after this line. So I said, hell no. I put a hard stop actually right here. You notice this? So I covered right here. You saw the cover and then it shot up. So that's why I'm okay for the rest of the day. I should have done this stop maneuver over here and over here. Then I would be fine, but did not. But I learned my lesson at least. Otherwise, this would have taken me out. So draw that line, guys, the high of day, put a stop out over that. This was so early that, but then the 10 o'clock is this one was the bulk of the losses, but I made it back here, but it was unnecessary. Imagine if I had proper stopping out techniques with the stock, I'd be up a lot of money. But all I did was make back my losses, which I was stubborn. I didn't put the hard stop. So this is an example of what you should not do. So if I go back, I would draw the line and put a hard stop over this line. That's what I did right here. So at least I learned not to make the mistake the next time around. So the next time around, it was channeling fine. I put a stop right here and I got out. You see the stop? I got right here. Any questions on that, guys? I want to cover this because this is a low volume, guys. It trades. Dude, there's something going on in this stock. If you take a look at ALF, something's going on. We don't care what it is. We don't need to speculate. The fundamental guys are getting killed on it because they think the filings and all that stuff. Price action always takes precedence over fundamentals, guys. You will be right in the end. This stock will drop down, but will you survive until then? You will blow up. You will blow up before this thing proves you right, Mr. Fundamental Analysis, okay? That's why a lot of the new traders that purely read the filings go, oh, this stock only got 2 employees. Short at $8. They're waking up to $14 right now. So you always have to use, so the way I do it is this, I use price action, and then I use fundamental analysis to prove the price action, which leads us to the torch side, okay? So let's take a look at the torch. ALF is kind of boring right now, not doing much, but I'm gonna leave it up here. This is a sort of, if you're trading, guys, just wait for the lines. I use the 1450 line. You notice here, I called it out before it even came. It shot really quick up. The next line would be 15 bucks, but I'm just gonna use one bullet on this because I don't really care about this right now. I don't need to focus on that. I need to focus on the webinar. So we would talk about torch. So let's go to torch. Sure, I don't see the account sizes. Torch is a better one. So if I wasn't doing the webinar, I would still hold it. But as I screw it, man, these right now, trading for 20 cents is not going to do anything for me, guys. Okay. Making another few $100 is not going to do anything. Even 1,000, 2,000 is not going to make anything for me. So I got the meat of the move. And this is where it comes. When you make the meat of the move, guys, just relax, walk away. You've made your money. You did your job. Give yourself a clap and get the hell out. Use that money to go Amazon Prime Day and buy whatever you want. The ones that overstay are the ones that are going to die. You've made the meat of the move. Be happy with the meat of the move that you made. There we go. I made money on ALF. I can put it back on. I made 30 cents, 150 bucks. You know, whoop you do. But if you take a look at what the deal is, I spent 500 shares, $7,000 to make 150 bucks in a matter of a few minutes, right? Wait, 8 minutes. 150 bucks. Let me take a look at that. That was pretty much what I made when I started out in the corporate world, guys. $150. If I do that every hour, that's $300,000 a year. If I can make $150 an hour, that's $300,000 a year. Do you think you can do that? Wait for your lines, line to line. It's just copied. I love it. But you know, that's what it is, man. You did a good job, brother. But all I did was line to line, guys. And you notice that I'm done for, you know, $150. That's no joke. Remember, I keep saying supplemental income, guys. It's very possible. You don't need to take an account to make money. Okay. You just need to be able to know your technical analysis, to know, you know, the process we teach you. He didn't copy it though. Let me see what he entered before me. he was front running me. I love it. But you know, it's all good. So let's get to the more important one, which is torch. Because what's gonna happen is when ALF breaks down, let's finish ALF real quick. My goal for ALF is this, guys. There's so much meat on the bone. Look at ALF. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day. When the stock breaks down tomorrow, it's going to turn into a torch. Take a look at what torch is. So torch, I woke up late because I didn't need to mess with this. I didn't know what's going on. I didn't need to know what's going on. Here's torch. Let's go to torch. Here's torch. Here's torch. Okay, we're good. Harry beat me. Harry went long. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's in the morning. Yeah. That's a wimpy sell. Harry, I'm just joking, man. You know, man, you make your money. Who the hell you complain? If you do 1,000 shares, that's $300, man. $300, sit on your butt and go enjoy your day, man. You know. So take a look at torch. I'm crying right now. But it's okay. You know what? This is the problem, man. That's why I watched that video. Alex reminded me to watch that video. It's kind of like when I see this kind of stuff, we have such FOMO. You know, I had big shares, and then I'm like 50 cents on a big share is a lot of money, you know. But then when I think about the grand scheme of things, guys, is what is big money? So what if I made $5,000 more, right? I mean, I'm like, you know, that's not going to change my life. Take it relatively, you made $500 more. That's not really going to change your life. It would be great to make $500 more, but that's not going to really change your life. You made the meat of the move. You'd be happy. You move out versus you sit here all day and get sucked in, right, guys? And that's exactly what happened, man. I did the right thing. I literally covered right here so that I can do the webinar, so I can focus on the webinar. But then I leaving this up, I still get fucking FOMO. So I'm just gonna put down this. Hey, why not, right? Fantasy order. But Torch is a great example. So take a look at Torch, guys. Torch literally torched all shorts. Okay. So what happened here is this. This thing was consolidating. Torch, people, it's a piece of crap, man. It's a piece of crap. They have a huge ATM. So let me show you how to do these ATM checks, okay? There is a website called Flash SEC. There's a bunch of them. And this happens to be the one I like. And I type in TRCH. And this is it's free. You can register that. It tells you all the information here, shares outstanding. I'm like, how the hell is 145,000 million shares get ran so fast, right? But this is the more important thing I look at, active shelf registrations. It highlights for me. So I'm an idiot. I don't need to read through filings. I'm really bad at filings. But these sites are awesome. So I see this, and a lot of people see this, and they're like, holy crap. So this is how people get blown away. People get blown away because they're thinking there's 250 shares to sold. But now they sold it. So now they not only they sold it, they PR'd it. And they've PR'd it. Check out what time. June 22nd. Wait, is this them too? Man, they're selling nonstop. Wow, it's crazy, right? So they are basically selling. So yesterday at 5 p.m. is when the when was it, guys? You guys have the link. Can you post it for me? I don't want to search right now. Yesterday they PR'd like at freaking 4 p.m. or something, 5 p.m. that they're selling, that they sold out their ATM. So that's why this thing was zero, and that's why it tanked, guys. It's like not only sold it, they issued a new one. So if you take out this torch, and that's where I use the BAM SEC. There's free trial. You can do it or you pay. I didn't log in right now, but I think they created a new one, which is right here. All this stuff. You see, you check the file. So basically, what they did was they said they sold the ATM and they created a new ATM. Yeah. Did I make money? Oh. That's what you call channel trading, guys. So whatever the case may be, you get to check out your filings. Okay, check the filings. There's headlines. You check Twitter. It basically says that they issued a new ATM out. Okay, there's a new shelf. They're selling shares. And so what happened is this is what happened last night. Okay, right here, when they issued that. There we go. Thank you, David. Right here. They amended it to increase again. They sold all their shares, and now they're adding more. It's crazy, right? Take a look at the time. 5 p.m. when you're sleeping, dude. Right here. So it got squeezed up, and next you know they issued that news, that filing, and boom, it tanked from 11.50, and it trapped more shorts. But so it opened up from 10 to 11.50. So then it started selling off all day. So it's basically buy the rumor, sell the news kind of scenario, right, guys? So that's what happened. So I waited. All I did was this, guys. All I did was waited for the breakdown of the stock. So I don't need to be early. You do not need to be early to make a lot of money. Maybe I should do 28. This thing is not. It's holding up pretty strong. It's higher lows. Did I not put out my? Oh, I didn't put out my cover. That's why. Oh well. I'm just doing this for fun anyways. It doesn't matter. I waited for the stock to break down. That's all I did, guys. I waited for the stock to break down. And what happened is we do the same strategy every freaking day. We wait for the stock to break down. It's under VWAP. This yellow line is VWAP. When it broke down, I waited around the VWAP. I'm like putting my sizes out there, right? Because this is a great strategy. I call this the first resistance type of short because that's the first major resistance, usually around a VWAP. And it works is because of this theory. Okay, this is my theory, but it works. It's 9.40. Look at this, $9.40. It went down. The VWAP at that time is 10.20. So it's 80 cents underneath. 80, 90 cents. it's way broken, meaning there's a lot of bag holders that are stuck wishing the stock would go back up, right? To break even. So when it goes back up, I am going to add to that pain that the bag holders are feeling. This is not personal, right? I have nothing against the longs, right? But the longs are underwater now. The longs won all the way up. Now they're underwater. And so that's what I did. All I did was I sprayed a ton of size around the VWAP. And then when it dropped down, it's covered. And I'm like, dude, today is also the first red day kind of deal. This thing's been up. There's a third day as well. So there's all these factors. When you add up all these indicators, all these factors, it makes for like the perfect storm, right? This perfect storm for a great short. 1 day, gap up, 2 day, third day. Bad news. They raised more shares to be diluted, to be sold. All these factors, and it's broken under VWAP, and it rejected at VWAP. So what I did was I did the same thing, guys. I waited for VWAP line, shorted, covered it, shorted back up, down, and now I held a core. I know that it's rejecting VWAP a couple of times, so I'm holding a core from here, okay? Over here, I was kind of scared. I held a little bit, but I was kind of scared because this stock has been very trap shorts like all week long. But, so I'm like, but when I saw this reject here, I was like, I'm cool. So I added more. You notice I added more here, covered. So I'm recycling. What recycling is this, guys? So recycling is a concept I made a while back. It's another trading around a core is another example. So if you're holding 5,000 shares of this stock, short, right, or long, doesn't matter, 5,000 shares. What I can do is designate 2,500 of those shares to trade around. So I'm holding a core. So let's say I'm holding 2,000 shares to make it simple math. Oh, shoot, I made money here. Okay, we'll put it back up. So, I could have made. All right, so I'm holding core, as you notice. So I have a core. Let's say I have 2,000 shares. I'm making this up, right? I have 2,000 shares. And so now what I did was I covered 1,000 shares. I still have 1,000 shares. I reshort the 1,000 shares up here. So I have 2,000 shares. Covered 1,000 shares here, and then added back my 1,000 shares. So basically, I'm holding a core. So I'm still have 1,000 shares all the way down, but I have 1,000 I'm trading around. So I am getting the fluctuations up and down. Every time I'm trading like that, I'm putting money in my pocket. I may make less, but I actually make more, in my opinion, when I recycle. So recycling does a couple of things, man. It protects me because I am taking gains off the table. But by holding some position left and not covering everything, I'm still benefiting from the trend. I'm making money on the half position I'm holding. At the same time, I'm using the other half to trade around it. So basically, I don't know if it's going to go up or down, but it's not going to go from here to here in a straight line. It's going to go here, bounce 50 cents, go down like you see. So when it does that, I'm taking advantage of that fluctuation and making money. And that is what I call trading around the core or recycling. Okay. And so I recycled all the way down. You notice this. I would cover, but it didn't bounce up. I was hoping it bounced up to add here, but it didn't. So I shorted more on the way down. I'm adding to a position, cover, shorted more, cover, shorted more, cover. Notice both of the covers are here. And that's what happened. So this is basically the end, because when it bounces this much and it holds like this for this long, and I'm taking a look at the time, it's almost reversal hour now. It's almost 2 p.m. This trade, I made the meat of the move from 10.20 to $7. How much more do I want? 7.40, right? So recycling, many different ways to trade. A lot of traders they short 2,000 shares and they make a plan to cover 1,000 shares here, 1,000 shares here. That's completely fine too. It's however you want to trade. I'm more of an active day trader, and so I'm recycling. I'm holding 1,000, but I'm using 1,000 go up and down. For this trade, I'm using a lot more, obviously, but you don't have to use much. You can do 1,000 shares, trade with 500, and keep the other 500. And then what happens? You can use a trailing stop for the core position, or you can just put a line to, if it breaks a certain line, such as the $7.80 line or the $8, I'm going to get out the rest. So that's what happened here. When this thing shot up to this, I started covering a lot more size around the $8 line. So I was like, I'm done. So you hold the core, but you trade around it with the other shares. So you designate half of your size or whatever percentage you want. You can hold 30% if you want and start just trading 70%. Yeah, whatever makes you comfortable. So you have 1,000 shares, you can trade 500 of those shares, which makes it great because now I am satisfying my itch to day trade as well as satisfying my swing position. So just in case it gaps down like this, I'm not pissed off that I don't have any shares left. So like in this case, I cover, but I'm still holding some. So I'm not going to be too pissed. I'm pissed because I covered it, but at least I still have half or a third or whatever I want to hold, right? And then I'm adding more, and I'm adding to winner. Adding to winner is always okay. So this is adding to winner. All these are adding to winner. I'm adding to winner all the way down. And when it reaches the bottom, and when I see capitulation, when I see, admin said, great, man. He goes, I think this is the final capitulation candle, it capitulated here, and you notice here, it did double bottom here. So if you wanted to take a chance, you get a long here. Like I said, man, longing a broken stock is very, very, very dangerous unless you predefine your risk and set hard stops. So what happened now is, what, Maddie's consolidating. I made the meat of the move. The meat of the move is a lot more predictable than the bouncing, oscillating consolidation move. Let me stop to take questions on this. Any questions, guys? We went through a lot of concepts today. We talk about recycling a lot. You see my Christmas tree charts. Those are recycling charts. And that's how I'm able to survive ALF. I'm able to survive ALF because I'm not just holding and praying to go back. So when I say I peg this stock, it means I have orders for buys and sells at the same time. I'm pegging it. Boom, boom, boom. Moment it goes down, I get relief and I cover. You know what I'm saying? It's only stocks that go straight up that I die. So you always have to put a stop loss. And this is an advanced way, guys, for guys that are swing traders to participate in day trading. So when I started day trading, I started as a scalper, pure scalper. But being a pure scalper, you don't lose, you don't win much, but you kind of make your little money, right? Then I was like, shit, man, these stocks are trending up, either up or down so much. I'm missing the bulk of the move. So why not just hold some? So then I started to hold some, and then I'm like, I held it too long, and it would reclaim, it would zombie, it would, do all this stuff. I'm like, my God, I just held from a winner to a loser. So what do I do? Why not mix those two types of trading styles? So I created what's called recycling. Recycling is actually my term, guys. I like to call terms that does not exist in the trading world, that just bizarre words like zombie, right, guys? Like zombies, things like that. So recycling, it was a term I used because I recycle my shares over and over. Other traders call it now trading around a core. And so it merges the styles of a scalper as well as a swing. Yep, and Edson said it right. So maybe this thing's gonna blow out. Oh, it covered. I could put it back on. So what I could do is this, guys. So another way I do is this: 1447 and put a stop immediately. Market stop at 1461. There, I'm protected. And now I have a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Loaded. Or you use range orders, OCO orders. So I'm protected. So now I can do a webinar, and this thing can do whatever I want. And I have a stop at 1461. So any questions, guys? So what recycling around the core does is it merges what I like to do, which is kind of scalp, but at the same time benefit the swings as well. I may make less, but I protect myself. And if it oscillates so many times like this, I think would make more than holding it all the way, if you do it right. And that's why you see all these Christmas things. People laugh at me and stuff, but you know, man, now you know. Every time you see a bunch of red triangles over the green titles all day, you know I'm making a lot of money. So all this is over this, good. This is over this, good. This over this, and this, the green on the bottom, good. You know, it's more, that's what the way it should be. Green should always be on the lowest, not the red. The red is all concentrated up here, all concentrated up here. Any questions on this, guys? This is a simple concept that not a lot of people know, not a lot of people teach. A lot people have very clean charts. They love clean charts. I have nothing wrong with that clean charts. There's many ways to trade, guys. A lot of guys trade with the risk reward concept, and that's completely fine. Do what works for you. That's all I'm saying. Do what works for you. This is a type. I'm a very control freak kind of guy. And so this satisfies my own personality. If you force me into another style that does not fit my personality, I like swinging a stock and I see the stock going up and down $1. I just can't take it. I'd be checking my phone every 5 minutes, you know? So in trading, there's many ways to make money, guys. Pick a style that matches your personality. If scalping matches your personality, do it, man. Who gives a damn what people say? Make your $200 a day and be happy. If swing trading is your style, do it. As long as you make money consistently, guys, who says what's right or wrong? Because what happens is you have to match your personality. You know, some people are forced to become engineers, but they are horrible at math. Don't force them. Some people, you know that maybe they could be the best at some other topic. So make trading your own. Use the information that we all teach you, that mentors teach you from experience, but put in your own flavor, guys. And the flavor I created over the years was recycling. So that's why you see me having all these, and you see other traders like you know, I know a lot of traders that thank me for this, and when I look at their charts, their charts look like this, and I'm like, you know, they go, thank you, Val. You know, that's where they come from, and people, you know, and they make fine money. I mean. It's like I said, who's to say? I mean, I'm not the best trader in the world, but I get it done for myself and it works for me and I'm happy. Cool, guys. Any questions? And then I will close it. I want to keep this short and light so that, you know, oh, and this thing's down, man. See? So we know that the top is 1490. So the top is set. So this is a reversal hour. So you gotta be careful. Tomorrow, what's gonna happen is this. Tomorrow's plan is to short around $15 line if it gets there, guys. Don't be too early. There's a lot of meat on this bone. All right, guys. We'll get you back on training. See you guys in the MSC chat room. Bye-bye. Uh-oh.